Good morning, everyone. We are continuing the words of the Horowitz in the Sefer HaMitzvos HaKotzar. A new mitzvah today, Samich Beis, number 62. Mitzvahs aseh lahalvos la'aniyah Yisrael. There is a positive commandment to lend money to the poor people of Klal Yisrael. Shenema, how do we know this? It says in the verse, Im kesef talve es ami. It says, if you lend money to any of my people, to the poor that are with you, which means that you have an obligation. Really, the obligation is to loan money to anyone who requires, but of course it's much more found by the aniyim, by the poor. They don't have the money that they need to be able to survive and subsist, even for sometimes even one day. It's an obligation. There's an obligation for a person to make loans, to give loans out to people. Says the Chavetz Chaim, the mitzvah of giving someone a loan is even greater than the mitzvah of tzedakah. And you are more obligated to give out loans to people that are in need than to give out tzedakah. The loan, you can stand a person on their feet. The loan, you can help this person get back to where they need to be. And you're teaching them responsibility. They're going to pay you back. They're not just taking a handout. They feel better about themselves. And therefore says the Chavetz Chaim that making a loan to another Jew is a great mitzvah. It's better than writing him a big fat check for tzedakah. And you're mechuyeves yoiseh, you're more obligated. Even in the Sefer Avas Chesed of the Chavetz Chaim, he at length describes the mitzvah of loaning money to another Jew and the obligations that we have to set up a gemach, a free loan fund in our own home, so that anyone that needs can come knock on our door, and there's always this money that is revolving in our houses that you loan out and you get it back, you loan it to somebody else and you get it back and it's returned, and therefore you could be mekayim, you could fulfill this mitzvah all of the time. The Torah disapproves very much of a person who withholds or refuses to loan money to a poor Jew. Shenemar, like it says, your eyes were bad against your brother, your poor brother, your destitute brother, because you didn't loan him money. And because that you did not loan the money, so therefore you have a chet, you have a sin that you are bearing upon you. And therefore says the Chavetz Chaim, be a yid, be a bal chesed. That's why we make loans. It's a real chesed for a person to give to somebody else. And of course we know, as we'll probably see later on, there are many mitzvahs of ribis. You're not allowed to charge interest in what you're doing. It's an ultimate chesed. I give the person money. I'm not making any money for myself. I want to make sure that this Jew has what he needs. Stand him on his feet. He can start his own business. He can pay his rent. His kids won't get kicked out of school. Let me help the yid. And I'll do it in a chesedic way to emulate the ways of Hashem. A person who does that, they are rewarded. A person who doesn't, says the Chavetz Chaim, you're going to bear the burden of your sin as a result. This is a mitzvah that exists everywhere, all of the time, in America, in Chutz La'aretz, in Eretz Yisrael, no matter where you are. They knock on the door. They want to borrow money, you have to let them borrow the money. B'schar, when the kevas, men and women, have the obligation to help a fellow Jew when he's in need by giving them a loan to the best of our abilities. It doesn't mean, again, that you have to give hundreds of thousands of dollars. You give what is within your yechelas, which is within your abilities. If you can make a gemach, a free loan fund in your house with $1,000, and therefore you could only loan that how much, that's good. If you could do it with $5,000, do $5,000, $10,000, $10,000, whatever you're capable of doing. A person obligated to loan the money, even less than that, $100, $10, whatever you can do, you makayim a mitzvah, you fulfill a mitzvah of loving your fellow Jew, of chesed to another Jew, and emulating the ways of Hashem. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.